Welcome back to Gero Dynamics. Okay, so before I get into the video, just a real quick thing here. So my band had another show last night. We've been recording our shows. We've been recording practice and trying to get like some good videos to post to our social media pages and things to try to promote the band. And I've been uploading videos as unlisted on this channel so I can share it with the rest of the band. And it's been coming up saying, that there is copyright material. We're a cover band, but that these bands allow that sort of thing. And so there's a good possibility I'm going to try to maybe come up with a video that I can upload. Just maybe I'll start doing that, see how it goes, see if YouTube is okay with that. I think as long as it's not monetized, and this channel has never been monetized, it's just something I do for fun. I think maybe I'll be able to do that. So we'll see. We'll see. Let me see how that goes. And also, I have some more Magic product coming. I am going to be opening some more Magic product here pretty soon, some Commander decks. And I do think I'm going to be getting, maybe a booster box here or there, or collector box, something, so I can be opening more on the channel because it's one of my favorite things to do. Anyways, this is a political video, so if you're not into that, you can head on out. It's also kind of a reply to a comment, but not really. It's more of a general thing. But basically, the comment was on a couple videos back. It said, well, I gave you a try, but you wanted to vote first a criminal. I think maybe vote for a criminal in the general election has made me never come back. So I did a quick response to it. Basically, the response was, if that offends you, then there's probably other stuff on the channel that you're not going to like too much. So it's not a problem, and you shouldn't have to watch something that you don't want to watch. And I can I'm okay with that. What I am going to say, though, this is what this video is going to be about, is why am I voting for Trump? If I do, first of all, I haven't 100% committed to it. I think I am. And we've come down to, we have Joe Biden versus Trump in the general election again. And, that's almost a sure thing. They could pull Biden and replace him with somebody. Trump technically could drop out. He's not going to, but, he technically could. And then the Republican Party would have to nominate somebody else. There's a couple of things that could happen, but more than likely, 75%, 100%, somewhere in that range, it's going to be Joe Biden versus Trump in the general election. And it was Joe Biden versus Trump in 2020. And I didn't vote for Trump. I didn't vote for Biden either. I voted for Jorgensen, a Libertarian Party candidate. Still think that she would have been a great president. But anyways, that's a whole nother topic. This year, I think it's going to be a guy named Chase Oliver. I think that's his name, Chase Oliver. But there's just not like a lot of buzz going on around it. In the California primary, I had to write his name in. And so, so as much as I probably agree with Chase Oliver more on more things, it doesn't seem to have that kind of push. It is definitely a election cycle, and usually it is, where it's mostly you're going to either have to vote for the Republican or Democrat. But I've always been of the mindset that don't let them tell you who you have to vote for. Vote for who you think would be the best candidate. It's real easy for me too, because I'm in California, and electoral votes from California are not going to go to Trump. So me voting as kind of like a protest vote for the Libertarian candidate, I could do that. But if I don't feel like a strong attachment to it, protest votes are technically pointless. It's just something that, people do to say, you know what, I don't really like either candidate. And so here's what we're seeing. We're seeing Trump versus Biden. Neither one of them are good people. They're not good as far as like I would want to be friends with them, I would want to hang out with them. Neither one of them are people that I respect. I don't have a whole lot of respect for either one of them as people, not as what they've accomplished. I do have a lot of respect for things that Trump has accomplished. Um, I thought he was a much better president than I was expecting him to be. But just it's he. I'm not a Trump supporter. I'm not your typical, you know, gotta vote for Trump, love Trump, Trump's the best. The reason why I'm voting for him, there's a couple of reasons, but the basically Biden is just so bad that he has to go. I would love it if the Democrat Party would realize that and just pull him from the ticket, and then they could nominate somebody else. But it, I mean, the closer we get to the election, the less likely that is to happen. I really thought that was going to happen, but I'm starting to really, I don't think it's going to happen. I think he's going to do it. He's going to run. And he is easily the worst president of my lifetime. Um, yes, definitely worse than Obama. Sorry, all you people that hate Obama. I'm not a fan of Obama. I hated almost everything that he did while in office. I don't hate him as a person. He seemed like a nice guy, but his policies, I just couldn't get behind any of them. Um, Not a single one, really. I can't think of a single thing that he supported or did that I agreed with. But Biden's worse. Not only do I disagree with everything he believes, everything he has done, he's incompetent. He is dying right in front of our eyes. He can't walk right. He can't stand up half the time. He falls down. He can't ride a bike. He falls off a bike. Um, he is not respected around the world. And no one listens to him. He's not running things. So I just can't see him being president for the rest of his life, basically, because I think he's going to pass away in the next 4 years if he was elected. I mean, sad to say, it just that's how I see it. I don't want him to die. I'm not. I'm not wishing death upon the man. I just think that he is not going to make it. And if you don't see that, I'm you got to really question, how much of that is your partisan extremism. You're so extremely, so not extremist like you want to, like, blow things up. You're an extremist as in this party or nothing. It's the Democrat Party or nothing. Biden's the candidate for the Democrat Party, so I have to vote for him. If you're that kind of extremist, that's the only type of person who could possibly not see that Biden is not well. Um, so the comment, said, "Well, you're going to vote for Trump, who's a criminal." Trump, I'm not going to say he's never committed a crime, um, but let's say he did inflate the cost of his homes or the value of his homes to get mortgages. Let's say he did that. That's still really questionable, especially the amount that they were trying to say that Mar-a-Lago was worth. That was just ridiculous. Anybody with a pair of eyes can see that it's not worth 18 million, that it's worth way more than that. But I wouldn't put it past Trump. I don't think he's such a immaculate person that he wouldn't do something like inflate the values. But here's the deal. Do I consider that to be even a crime? No, I don't. If you go to a bank, you convince the bank to give you a loan, um, whether it's for the value of a property or for more than the value of the property. I think you should be able to do that. Um, the bank is the one who's taking the risk, or that's what should be happening. part of the problem is, all of the bailouts and things like that. But if a bank is allowed to take risk and allowed to fail, then there's absolutely no problem with them giving a mortgage on a property that's for more than the value of the home. So no, I don't consider that a crime. I don't think that makes him a criminal. Um, and not to mention the fact that he didn't even default on the loans. He paid them. So the bank is super happy. They got the interest. They got their money back. They got, interest on top of the money back. They continue to get to do business with him and continue to make money off of him, and he makes money off of them. It's a mutual thing where the bank and the individual are making money, and that's not a bad thing. So no, I don't think that makes him a criminal. Let's see some of the other things he's been accused of. Um, do I think he essayed that lady in the store? I don't. Um, and I don't think it was proven that he did. But the thing is, um, I don't want to do whataboutism with this. But if you're looking at two candidates and they've both been accused of something that is the same thing, then don't they negate each other? So the only thing that I would give any credence towards is what I used to do, which is I didn't vote for either Trump or Biden in the last election because I thought they were both kind of terrible people. Right, that was part of it. Um, so if I see Biden has been accused of sexual assault and I see Trump has been accused of sexual assault, neither of those things is good. But if I have only these two people to vote between, then yeah, I'm going to take that out of the equation as far as why I'm voting for either one of them. I'm not voting for Trump for that. I'm not voting for him because he was accused of that. Um, and I'm not going to not vote for him because he was accused of that. Sadly, we're in a world where, you know, people are getting accused of things. Sometimes they've done them, sometimes they haven't. And it's really kind of tough. You have to like make your decisions, pick and choose who you think did and who you think didn't. And in that story, I don't think he did. Um, so yeah, I don't think he did that. The the secure documents, um, the national security issues and things like that go with it. Um, I believe that he probably did some things that he shouldn't have done in that situation. He was president. He had the right to make things non. Why am I forgetting the word? I'm having trouble with that word for some reason. Anyways, they were classified. There we go. He had the right to unclassify the documents, but just thinking it doesn't make it so. So I agree that he probably did some things that he shouldn't have done. Now I see why he did it. I know why he did it. He was trying to protect himself and to be able to continue to pursue the issues that he believed happened. And I also believe that he was spied on. I believe that they used government to try to attack him even in the 2016 election. And so he was trying to keep documentation like that. If he was trying to keep documentation like military secrets, I don't know so much about that. That's not a good look. So I'm not 100% sure about that. But what I am 100% sure about is we also have another situation where Biden is accused of the same thing. Biden took documents. He wasn't the president. Took documents that he shouldn't have taken and put them in locations that were even less secure than what Trump did. And the only excuse people can give for him is that he's too senile to have known what he was doing, right? And his supporters are like, well, he cooperated. He cooperated after It was known. He had those documents for over 8 years. It's, come on, guys. You can't excuse him because after the fact he cooperated. He did it. He took these documents. He had them in places that were unsecure. Um, but here's the thing is, and this is what we have. We have two exact cases that are, come on, they're almost the exact same situation. If except I can argue, and a lot of people argue that what Biden did was worse. Um, you have Biden not being prosecuted because he's a feeble old man who doesn't remember and doesn't know what he's doing, and you have Trump that is being prosecuted because he's not those things. So that is the exact proof that we need to get rid of Biden. And if Trump is the option, we go with Trump. So I'm not voting for him because he's a criminal, obviously. Um, I don't even know that he for sure is a criminal. I'm not, again, I'm not immediately saying there's no way he's innocent of everything. If there's something that can be proven that he did something that I truly do believe is criminal, then yeah, that would be a problem. But as of right now, I'm much more concerned about Biden. Um, and so, regardless of the fact that I don't like Trump as a person, and regardless of the fact that I don't agree with him on everything, and I'm not a big, huge supporter, I do see myself voting for him. And there's a couple of reasons that I'm not just going to vote third party, even though it really doesn't matter in California. And it's the popular vote. The popular vote doesn't elect a president, but we've seen that used as a stick against past presidents if they've lost the popular vote and won the electoral college. Um, and I just want to see him win the popular vote and just to say, look, no, Biden is not popular. He is not the candidate that we should have had. Trump won. He is the president, and we're moving forward. And hopefully things get better. They did the first time. The first time he became president, things got a lot better. Then COVID hit, then Biden hit, and things are worse than they were under Obama. It's just terrible right now. And so, yeah, I am going to vote for Trump most likely. It's very unlikely cases that could happen that would make me not vote for Trump at this point. And if that's something that you don't like and you don't understand, I get it. No worries. But I'd rather hear an argument for Biden at this point, because arguments against Trump are typically not worse than what is being said against Biden. And so that's why I can't vote for Biden. Um, but if you have an argument for why you think Biden's good, let me know. I'd like to hear it. All right, everybody, take care. Have a good day.